What up, y'all? Quamon Fowler here. Hey, I was teaching a lesson with, one of my students who's a saxophone player. And as I was teaching, I realized something. Of course, I always learn from teaching. And one thing that you learn just from being a teacher, um, you have to really go into explaining some of the processes that you went through as you learned yourself, and just your thought process and the way that you kind of connect things in your own mind, of course, is different from somebody else's process. And so I was just talking about how basically the way our mind works, we put things in compartments, or we put things in certain places, or store things in our memory bank, where when we get turned on to something that's associated with something else that we learned before, it's like our mind has that way of pulling those things together and organizing things, just so that we can group things together and really make sense and build a story, or just build a better or get a better grasp of a concept, or whatever, just for categorical purposes. So, when you go into thinking about how the process was when you first learned how to play songs, or play jazz. Like, for instance, we dealt with something like tenor madness. And so I was just explaining to the student just a way that you can look at that, because music is something where you have a lot going on. It's a lot going on in music. You got the drums, you got the piano, you got the bass, you got the instrumentalist, and then you got the actual song, and then you got the melody going on, you got rhythm going on, you got harmony going on, you got dynamics going on, you got all these different facets, or what else? You got vibrato that the horn player is playing, you got the form of the song, you got the type of style of the song. So all of these details are in there with music. But what you have to do is learn how to categorize everything, and or put things in certain places, or because it's a process to it. Don't be overwhelmed by it. A lot of times when people hear things, they don't have a method of breaking down things, or putting things in a certain place just so that you can understand what's going on. And that's where you get into, I guess, theory and like studying form and critical methods or whatever. But really, I mean, our mind is like a computer. It's like when we hear stuff and we listen to it, we kind of just take in everything, and it's in a place, in our mind. And when we play, we draw from what we've heard and imitate those things and kind of fall into the mold of it. But we was looking at what do you call the song? Yeah, Tenor Madness. And I was just talking about how the blues, the tradition of the blues is connected back to the call and response. And I was just talking about different ways that you can remember the song. So I wrote out the changes. It's a 12-bar blues. And I looked at the melody. And it's blake bob dot, blake bob dot, blake bob doogie doogie dooby doo dot, swoop bob dot, bloat bob dot, blake gob dooby dooby boo, beep bob bidibadoo labadoo dot, split bob dooby labadoo dot. So if you look at that melody and you were to break it down, the first 4 bars, blake gob dot, then the second bar is bloat bob dot. So the rhythm is the same for both of those, but you're just changing one note as the chord changes, because you go from the B flat 7 going to the E flat 7. It goes to 1 2 3 4 4 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So what I was taking is look at the phrase, and you see how he did split babu dot on one chord, and then for the 4 chord bo babu dot. Then we get to the 1 chord again. Blake bob do be you boo be you dot. Alright. So the same idea is gonna repeat itself on the 4 chord. Bloat bob dot, date bob dot, Blay bob doo be boo be doo da. You know, so you got that phrase carried out over those changes over the blues, and when you get to the 2 to the 5, going to the 3 6 2 5 1 at the end, the turnaround, it goes beep bop be dee ba hoo lee ba hoo da, and then you go back to the original phrase, the idea bleep ba boo doo be lee dee doo da. So what I did, I broke it down and I gave him just some mental cues just to remember it. Because as we talk about the form, as we talk about the phrasing, as we talk about, where the phrases are changing within the certain chords within the structure of the form, these are different things that you can do just to understand what's going on a whole lot more instead of just looking at the whole thing as, oh, it's a song. You know what I'm saying? It's specifics. It's a form to it. It's call and response elements in there. So, I mean, just from me talking to him about the whole process, I was learning. I was like, man, this is stuff that I've learned and kind of just understood and just by instinct just kind of fall into that mode, when I play. But when you have to explain it to somebody else, you got to go back and get those processes that you kind of just understand. But teaching is something because you learn something yourself, which is great. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to do this video and share it with you all. And of course, you got other videos in Jazz Web Share for those who want to become a member, or you can take lessons with me one-on-one. And what else? I'm going to get back into doing some master classes. Make sure you check out QuamonFowler.com and get music and more information on lessons and stuff like that. Okay, so that's all for now. We'll see you next time.